Hi, I'm Ty, and welcome back to the Breaking Your Chains channel. What we do here quite simply is just focus on making our lives and the world around us a little bit better. What I want to do today is continue with a little series of videos I've been putting together talking about passive income, because quite frankly, earning some passive income will definitely make your life a lot better. Today, what I want to do is talk about the 10 reasons why starting an online business is better than investing in real estate for passive income. Now, before I start, just a quick cliff notes of my experience. It was back around 2010, maybe right around then, that I started playing around with the website online. I wanted to learn how to build a website. I wanted to learn how to do a podcast. And so I figured, well, let's just play around and do some of this stuff. And I started a website, never thinking that anybody would listen, never thinking that anybody would care. And that website turned out to be one of the premier websites in the country for training water operators to pass their state certification exams. At the time, I just did it because that's what I was doing, that's what I was interested in, and I figured it was a good place to start, and it has taken off and done really, really well. About 5 or 6 years ago, I came into a little bit of money and wanted to invest that. So I decided I would invest that in buy and hold property. After checking out a bunch of markets, I ended up choosing Jacksonville, Florida. I live in California right now. I spent a year, maybe a year and a half tops from beginning and end, flying back and forth between California and Jacksonville, Florida. Picked up 7 properties. 6 of those were foreclosure properties that I rehabbed, and the other one was just a regular property that I bought and rented out. I still hold 6 of those, just sold 1 because I think the market's at a high and I want to roll the money somewhere else. And I manage half of those, and I have property management manage the other half. So I've got a little experience on both things we're going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The 10 reasons why an online business is actually better than real estate for passive income. Number 1. You don't need hardly any money at all in order to get into online business. You need a lot of money to get into real estate. The gurus like to sell that you can get into real estate with no money down, no credit, and make a ton of money in like 6 or 10 months and then just be a millionaire and retired. But the reality is that's not true at all. When I went out to Florida, I was offering cash for every property I was looking at. I was working at least a minimum of 40 hours a week. It was full time when I was out there. I was looking at probably 25 properties a day. And with all that in mind, I still had a very, very hard time finding good deals that made sense. I was out there competing with other companies, other investors. I was out there competing with hedge funds. And so there's a lot of competition. So the idea of getting into this and going up against that competition with no money, it's just not going to happen. The gurus will also try to push going to direct to the seller via direct mail, and they'll say by doing that you can get around that crowd. But the reality is that has gotten a little bit oversaturated as well. Like I said, I own a number of properties in Jacksonville, Florida, and I live in California. Because of that, it puts me on a popular email list of out-of-state homeowners. So I literally get every week 5 to 10, I say pieces of mail. Some of them are letters, some of them are postcards, offering to buy my properties from me as is, all cash, you know, the whole thing. They don't know I'm an investor. So that route is out as well. The bottom line is online income is a much better way to go. You can get into building your first website with, let's see, when I first started, it was like $300 for a microphone, but you could literally get away with for $20, really simple. I went into a recorder. There was a nice recorder, cost about $200, but you could go right into your computer for that as well. I went through a mixer, that was like $100. You can go right into your computer and bypass that as well. The software I was using was Adobe Audition to edit. I had a podcast and a website. I literally got that free from a friend. Right now I have all the Adobe products on a subscription. I pay $30 a month for all of their products. Your website, if you start off with Bluehost and pay 3 years up front, you get your best rate for the longest time. It's like $200 for your first 3 years total. So you can get into this literally dirt cheap and make your business happen. Number two, there are no big unexpected expenses with an online business. With real estate, there's a ton. I've had to replace a roof. I've had to replace 2 air conditioning units. I've had to replace gutters and add drainage around one of my homes. I've had to replace a service line. That's the line from the meter to the house. The city of Jacksonville flooded one of my properties completely. That was a massive one. I've had to replace this year a water heater. That could have been a lot worse than it actually was, but it's still $1,000. And I had to replace a sliding glass door just last month. I've had to replace a whole shower. There's a slew of little things that come up, but with an online business, that kind of stuff isn't going to hit you because you don't have a roof on your online business. Number 3 falls along those same lines. You don't need to worry about Mother Nature with an online business. With those homes out there in Florida, I never paid so much attention to hurricanes in my life. The first year after I brought those properties, here comes Hurricane Matthew, a Cat 5 hurricane, the first one in 100 years heading straight for Jacksonville. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen now? And it just barely skimmed the coast and ended up going up and slamming the Carolinas. The poor Carolinas, thank God I didn't buy there because everything seemed to barrel right into that spot there. I had another one just a couple of years ago come up through this central part of Florida, go right past Tampa up through the Everglades. It was reduced quite a bit by the time it got to Jacksonville, but it still caused me about $1,000 worth of damage and fences and roof shingles and stuff to my homes. Now that's just Florida. Out here in California, we have earthquakes people have to worry about. In parts of the Midwest, they have flooding that happens a lot. Hurricanes will also hit you all along the southern coast of the United States. In California, we also had some massive fires that literally burnt whole cities to the ground. This may sound strange, but on the big island of Hawaii, lava. They literally had a volcano cause a bunch of fissures to pop up in places they haven't been before, and the lava came out and took out 750 homes. So you don't have to worry about a big natural disaster taking out your website like you do your homes. And if should something happen to your website, it's a lot easier just to restore that from a backup. Number 4, future growth potential in terms of income. Once you've got your real estate set up, like my properties right now, I earn pretty much what I earn from those things. The only way I'm going to make more money out of those is by raising rents. And rent comes in very small increments. And for me personally, I'm not a big fan of just jacking up rents on my tenants. If I have a good tenant that's taking care of me, I'm going to take care of them. I raise the rents as they move out, but I have some tenants that have never moved out. So with an online business, you can tweak your website, you can add products, you can do different things, you can completely build a whole new website if you want to. But with real estate, the only way to make up your income other than rent is to buy more properties. And now we go back to number 1, that costs a whole lot more money. Number 5, another thing the gurus that are trying to sell you real estate courses don't tell you is the real estate market has cycles. It goes up and it goes down. There are some really good times to be in real estate, and there are some really crappy times to be in real estate. When I first bought my properties out in Florida, it was a really, really good time. The country was still recovering from that huge smash that real estate took from the subprime mortgage meltdowns. Florida still had a long way to go to recovery. Right now, I think Jacksonville's still better than a lot of places in the nation, but as a whole, I think the whole nation is sitting right on top of a huge bubble and prices are ready to go down. So you may have times in real estate, years, where it's just a horrible idea to get into it. It's always a good time to start an online business. Number 6, you can do an online business from anywhere in the world where you have an internet connection. You cannot do real estate in the same fashion. Real estate is very market specific. I live in California. The numbers for buy and hold investing, that means if I want to purchase a property and rent it out, suck. They don't make sense. The ratio is way skewed in the wrong direction. I had to fly all the way across the nation to Jacksonville to find a place where the numbers make sense. You don't have to do that with an online business. You can do your online business from anywhere, whether it's right here in California, whether I'm in Florida, whether I'm in Hawaii, or if I'm in Antarctica for that for that matter, if I have an internet connection down there. And along the same lines of you can do it anywhere, you can do it from home. You can do it from home. If you are let's say staying home with your kids, you can do your online business from home. Real estate, you have to leave your house to do it. Number 7 fits into flexibility like number 6 does. You can do an online business at any time of the day or night that you want to do it. If you're working and you want to get up and work on a business at 5 o'clock before work, you can do that. If you want to come home and work on your business at 9 o'clock after work, you can do that. With real estate, you are strictly tied into daytime hours. I mean, when I was looking at property, I was literally walking around foreclosures, coming up on them, walking in the backyard, looking through windows. Try doing that at night and not getting shot by the neighbors. It just doesn't work. Also with contractors, if you're doing rehabs on properties, you just can't ask them to work some goofy ass hours, come in at 3 in the morning or something like that. So real estate is tied to your daytime hours. Online business, you can do it whenever you want to do it. Number 8, real estate is real estate. Now what do I mean by that? When you're in the real estate business, you're in the real estate business. If you were like me and you love real estate and you love the real estate business, that's fantastic. But if you're not into real estate, I met a lot of people that weren't. You're stuck in real estate. They were in it because they loved the money, but they were doing the real estate business, something they weren't super passionate about just because they wanted the money. With an online business, you can adapt. You can actually take your passions, your dreams, the things that really make you tick, and you can actually turn that into income doing something that you absolutely love. So it's much more customizable to everybody's individual needs. Number 9 is a big one with me. The rewards of an online business go way beyond money. When I have my properties, I've got to deal with my tenants. They have a property to live in. They pay me rent every month. One time in 5 years, did I have a tenant tell me, I want to thank you so much for letting my family and us live in this house. It's a wonderful house and we absolutely love it. The rest of the time, it's just a business situation. With online business, especially if you have a blog or a YouTube channel or a podcast, you have the ability to send your message out in the world. You have the ability to help people. You have the ability to change lives. And let me tell you, that is such an amazing thing. With My Water Seafood podcast, again, when I started it, I didn't think anyone was going to care. But there are so many people that follow that. And there are so many people that website has helped. And I literally get thank you emails every single day from people saying how they had such a hard time with the material. And my stuff that I have out there has made it so much easier for them that they never could have passed their exam without it. That means the world to me. I mean, seriously, many days, that means a lot more than any money that I might bring in. The other thing related to you get more than money, I've made so many friends through my Water Seafood website. I have another website that focuses on Hawaii and Kauai. It's a passion of mine. I've met so many wonderful people through that. This Breaking the Chains channel, I've met so many wonderful people through that. And a lot of these people have actually become friends. So doing an online business just really opens doors. And the number 10 reason that starting an online business is better than getting into real estate for passive income, you can literally start your online business today. You could literally go online right now and set up some hosting and build a website on it and start playing around with a website. And really, there's nothing to lose. I can't just go across the street and buy that house across the street, especially if I haven't done any research on it or whatnot, but you're really out nothing by starting playing around online. That's exactly how I started, not expecting it to be anything, just playing around, and it really turned into something incredible. Real estate takes a lot more work, and if you mess up in real estate, you can stand to lose a lot of money as well. When real estate, in my opinion, is super, super incredible, is when you have money to invest, and you want to invest that money in an incredible product that you can control. You can't control the stock market. An incredible product that you can control that will give you tax breaks and will earn you passive income back on top of that. In that fashion, real estate investing can be an incredible way to go. If you're interested in any more of this information, if you go to the podcast, the Breaking Your Chains podcast, there's actually a link to the channel below. I have specific podcasts where I go into detail about my real estate experience in Florida. I go into detail on my online experience. I also have another video there that's pretty important if you are kind of set on getting into real estate. It's the 6 things that gurus will not tell you about real estate when they're trying to sell you a course. So thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one. Have a good day.